Hey, good morning. So I had a thought in my mind as I was writing out today's program. When was it that we subconsciously stopped growing and stopped learning life? Like as babies, that's all we did is we observed, we took it in, and we did something about it. Like crawling or standing, like rolling over, all of that stuff, like everything. Standing and walking and learning to speak and learning to write, like all of that stuff. And then it's like all of a sudden we get, most of us, the majority of us, go into school, into like a public school, and then get forced that kind of, mentality. And then we just stop thinking for ourselves a lot of the times. So just because that's what society set up, why does that have to be okay? Like, why does that have to be the normal? Like, wouldn't it make more sense for us to continue learning and evolving and growing? And like even more so, like by now, if we continue to do that as as kids growing up and like allowing, and we were allowed to think for ourselves and create for ourselves, that momentum would be so strong by like, even by the time the kids would be like teens or something. Who knows what they would create? Like now, fortunately, now things are a little bit different where parents are doing the same thing like that. Like they're remembering their own truth and the truth that's in the soul, and that's like, excuse me, my alarm went off. So why even stop all of that? Like there's so much potential and in all of us, but we hinder it. And then we think we have to like live in this rat race of a world for the rest of our lives until we retire at 60 and then start our lives. Like, who the fuck wants to start their life at 60? Like, that's not cool. That's not fair. That's not right. Like, I wouldn't mind restarting my life again at 60, as in I've already had all this like, awesome life, and then I have another like deeper awakening or like a new desire to do something or to create something, like, but I wouldn't want to have none of this experience that I've had in my 20s since I've been doing this mindset work, since I've been doing all this personal development work. And like, yeah, that makes more sense for me, like to continue it instead of like starting it all over for the first time at 60. Like that's fucking hard. That's fucking hard. Why would you waste like 60, 50 years of your life doing something that doesn't bring you joy, especially since we only have this one life that we know of, that we have this one life here? It's like, why would you waste it? Do you feel like this place isn't good enough? Do you feel like somebody's gonna come and save you? Do you feel like there's something way better on the other side and you're just kind of like bored with this place and like looking and waiting to be taken to a better place? Like, I think I thought that for a while, that I was just kind of over it here and done, and I'm just ready to start again elsewhere if that's what I believe. And that didn't feel too good because I was playing the victim in that, and I wasn't taking charge of my life at that time when I was thinking that. I allowed life to happen to me, and I thought that passion and desire and skill and learning and like all of that, I thought that was like a given. Like I thought you either had it or you didn't. And if you didn't have it, then you had to live this mundane life. And I thought I didn't have it. I wanted, when I was in high school, when I was younger, I wanted to do two things, two totally separate things. I wanted to go into modeling, and the other one was I wanted to be a chef. And I dabbled in both, but just dabbled. And I thought what was supposed to happen is that if it's meant to be, it would take off without me even trying, like without me putting in the work and putting in the effort. Because I did not. I just like, did some of it just to know that I really enjoyed it. And then I always made some excuses to myself and to others. I didn't know it at the time, but I was making those excuses because I was afraid to fail. I didn't want to dedicate my life or my time to that. And another one about modeling, I was really embarrassed actually, that I even wanted to do that, because I was a pretty chunky kid and like in my early teens or my preteens going into my teens, and I didn't think I was attractive. And I was like, how the hell am I ever going to be a model? Like, comparing myself to the standards, especially at that time, like 20 years ago. And yeah, like those were all just a mentality of this or that. Like, it's either gonna be all in, like I'm gonna have this like full passion, full desire, and I didn't have it like that. So I thought that that wasn't meant for me. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I just missed my opportunity or not even opportunity, because I thought it was supposed to be something like it was going to light my fire. And what I come to realize is that we're not naturally going to be like full on passionate about something. It's because something is intriguing to us. So we go follow that intrigue a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, like until you're like, oh shit, I like really love this. Like I love this and I want to see myself doing this for the rest of my life. And then there's the passion. And then you give yourself a reason of why you're doing this, even more so. And that's even way more powerful, because then you're going to be having something more than just your self-motivation to go on. Because motivation does not last. Motivation is like, it sparks up a day or two, a week, a month, whatever. And unless you are tending it, unless you are tending to yourself and like consciously bringing yourself back into the why and back into your center of like where you are, like who you are, and through that is when this passion, this desire just continues to unfold and grow even more. And then you become this channel, this receiver of more of that flow. And it's a really powerful thing. Like, there's some days that you're going to be like totally uninspired, and that's okay. Knowing and trusting that this is not the end of it all, knowing that that there's still something more, that this is just a little bump in the road, and making sure to take care of yourself and doing all the things that feel good to you, whether it's like running or like doing some kind of exercise, or usually the exercise is like the one that really gets you going and like releases everything and like all your like stuck thoughts and just allows energy to flow. And or like yoga or some meditation or like go for a walk, just like do something, because when you don't do anything, when you give up, there's a difference between surrendering and giving up. When you give up, you're saying to the universe that you don't believe, that it can't happen for you, that you're not worthy, and that the universe is wrong for some reason to have this flow come through. And when you surrendering is giving up all that control, is still knowing that this is the path, but not knowing how or why even, or like who you're gonna meet, or it doesn't matter. Because when you surrender those thoughts and that control of yourself, you allow so much more clarity and freedom to enter into you. When you take out that energy and you allow something new and more vibrant. So that's just a little tidbit, just a little thing for today. It's always nice to come on and just share. So keep watching. I'm going to be doing more. Take care. Peace.